What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha, 3 long face, skinny body, and we are back with some more fire Boruto anime manga content. Now, before we get into the video, it is definitely one of those videos. So like, comment, subscribe, smash like, man, share the video with your friends if you're trying to spread the news. But let's hop into it.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Now, I was holding off on making a video regarding the rumor in terms of Boruto's anime going on a hiatus. Some people thinking a cancellation, which obviously the majority of the fan base understanding that it was a rumored hiatus going on in the community for a couple of weeks now. And within the last few days, it's been a little bit more evident that, it's probably likely going to be 2 to 3 month hiatus, with some stories even circulating that the animators are pushing for even longer hiatus. Well, we officially got the circulating buzz, more announcements, official announcements, and official expectations for the information regarding this Boruto hiatus. Boruto Part 1 is officially over. It is officially done. Those of us who have been reading the manga without even realizing, unbeknownst to us, right? We've been reading Part 2 ever since chapter 67, which is crazy to me. Understanding that this prophecy arc that we're going through currently in the manga and the things that have been revealed, right, in this prophecy arc, from things revolving around Code, right, things revolving around Kawaki, and then things revolving, of course, around my guy Boruto and Momoshiki, right? So part 2 of the story officially kicking off, and some of the major things that happened within the last few chapters, it makes a lot of sense as to the setup in terms of the chapter 1 to episode 1 time skip that we see in Boruto, the manga and the anime. So just to give y'all a little bit more information, right? The Boruto anime has officially, Naruto Next Generation, decided that episode 293 will set to air on March 26th, will mark the last episode of the first part of the series, right? But don't worry, the Naruto and Boruto saga is not over yet. Part 2 of the anime is already in works, right? So this is extremely good news. Honestly, I was hoping that the official announcement would be a 2 to 3 month, possibly even up to a 6 month break, in terms of just the staff and anime production community taking that time off to just tighten up the schedule and, to get things in order for adapting the rest of the Code arc and moving forward in the Boruto series. But this is honestly even 10 to a million times better than what I even could have perceived in any type of information regarding around this news with the Boruto anime official hiatus. Not really a hiatus, but more so basically this is what Naruto did right before it came back out with Shippuden. But we understand the main difference in part 2 Boruto versus part 2 Naruto, where part 2 Naruto kicked off automatically inside of the time skip. With part 2, we're ending it off at a very very climactic and a major moment in Boruto's story. Those of y'all who only watch the anime, so it's very understandable, especially those of y'all who don't understand why a lot of manga readers are excited, because the way part 1 ended, essentially it's the perfect way to shift Boruto's story. Because after the events of chapter 66, I for one can confidently say that I won't be the only one with this type of thought process in terms of the story for Boruto after the events of chapter 66 are gearing up for much greater things overall in Boruto's life and overall in Boruto's prophecy that we've gotten from Momoshiki throughout the entirety of the series. We're now referring throughout the entirety of part 1. Boruto Part 2 in the manga has officially introduced a lot of aspects, introduced a lot of conflicts, introduced a lot of issues and things in the story that's ultimately setting up for the main force of Boruto in the long run. I'm talking from beginning to end. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to start off with Part 2. And then not only that, right, this break is going to allow them to come back, not only finish off the Code arc, right? Well, we understand the Code arc essentially ended. So the last arc of Boruto Part 1 is Code arc, and then kicking off the prophecy arc with chapter 67, or essentially, like some people would like to say, 68 is when the prophecy arc officially started. But the prophecy arc would be the best way to start off part 2 Boruto. And like I said, the difference between Shippuden, where part 2 of Naruto started off in their time skip territory, where part 2 of Boruto is a very climactic moment, still currently in the same timeline, but then after some of the events and we understand some of the things that's to be expected in the upcoming chapter go down, right, it's gonna be very, very evident that the time skip is coming. Not only that, just for the mere fact that Boruto Anime decided to announce, right, that this is part 1 and this is the official end of part 1 of Boruto, it leads me to believe that not only is the manga gearing up into time skip territory, like Ikimoto releasing a new time skip drawing of Boruto and Kawaki, right? And then we have this announcement right here. All of these things are just letting me to believe with over in the last few years, we have not gotten a smither of information close to the amount of information regarding the Boruto time skip that we have just in this year alone. So I'm really excited to see part 2 of the Boruto anime return. But not only is that coming back, right, but in celebration of Naruto's 20th anniversary, and no kizzy, I feel like we've been celebrating the 20th anniversary ever since 2020. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but we're celebrating that motherfucker again. So starting in September, a new anime project will begin. 4 episodes total planned. Now it's in celebration of Naruto's 20th anniversary. So what's to be expected of this anime? Who knows? But we also understand that not only is that in the works, but the Naruto to Boruto Ninja Storm connections is in the works, as well as Minato's manga for winning the poll, bro. This is like basically jump festa right now for the Boruto community, because we got so much, like a plethora of information just to go over and a plethora of things to expect and to be excited for. So these last 3 episodes of Boruto part 1 is fun as snap. Now, I said this in my previous anime episode review for Boruto episode 290 that I was really looking forward to 291, and I believe I had my expectations high up for 291 through 293 being a impeccable back-to-back for Boruto in terms of on the level of 166 to 167 and on the level of 216 through 218, not just referring to animation and art style, but just in terms of hype and progression of the story and climactic moments. But definitely starting off with the next episode, bro, Boruto part 1 is going to end off with a banger, and it's perfect, bro, and it's perfect, and manga readers will understand why it's perfect to end Boruto on episode 293. Now, in terms of will they be adapting chapter just 66 in episode 293, or will they adapt some of chapter 67, what I believe, which will make sense? But either way they go, they can do chapter 66 and end it off right there, or they could do chapter 67 where we have that important ass conversation with Boruto and Momoshiki. But either way, I could see them kicking off part 2, ending off after the events of this code arc. It's gonna be like everything's gonna be kicked off in a high gear. This break allows them to come back with strictly manga content, and not only that, they already have part 2 of the anime in the works. So that means I'm pretty confident that either way, if Boruto anime episode 293 ends off on chapter 66 or chapter 67, up until chapter 70, those chapters and those events are already being adapted right now. I'm very, very confident, because those things, even though it's starting off part 2 of the Boruto story overall, it bleeds so well off into the story. It bleeds so well off after chapter 66. All of those events, it just complements each other so well. Everything is so well intact together that there's no way they can implement any anime canon content in terms of the story in between those chapters. So in between those episodes, in regards to the anime, there's no way for it to fit, because honestly, you're literally just taking the story out of place, unless you just want to go into complete filler side story route, right? That some of the Naruto Shippuden episodes actually ended up doing. But I'm happy that they decided to take this break. Part 1 Boruto finale, episode 293, be there or be square. I'm not gonna kizzy to y'all, bro. I definitely probably got a couple of reactions coming up for y'all, but then on top of that, we still got Boruto chapter 78 spoilers a week away, bro. It's up right now for the Boruto community. I'm really excited. I'm excited about this news. I'm really excited to see how Boruto part 2 kicks off this new Naruto or Boruto 4 episode special anime. How about right before part 2 starts, this 4 special anime is kind of like a transitional period, probably like a Otsutsuki lore, like a mini Momoshiki backstory. Maybe, I ain't gonna cap, I would be enjoying it even if it just deal with the OG Naruto characters. But like, come on, bro, it's just gonna be. I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited. Just leave it at that. It's your boy Black Chat 3. Let me know how y'all feel about all of these announcements. How do y'all feel about part 1 Boruto ending, and how part 1 Boruto actually ended? Those of y'all who did read the manga versus how part 2 has been going so far in the manga, and the expectations y'all have for part 2 kicking off in the anime once it comes back on its return. It's your boy Black Chat. Holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all. Black Chat. Yes, sir. Ski.
We take a trip to the sky, show them that our limits too high.
Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said